Hello and welcome to the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel. Today we're doing a review of Granja, the Deluxe Master Set. So we'll be talking about our thoughts on the new game, the new edition, and how it plays. I'm Jared, and with me as always is Holly.
Hi.
So I've played Granja one time prior to the Deluxe edition. Holly, this was her first time playing Granja. I'm curious to just on your thoughts of the initial game before we talk more about maybe some of the differences or changes to the deluxe version.
Well, the initial game was a little bit of a struggle.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a learning curve, I believe. The second game wasn't as bad. As far as gameplay goes, I enjoy the gameplay. I do like the multi-use cards. I like that there are different ways to score. There are different delivery systems, which he'll get into. My huge accolade for this game is this board. Oh my gosh. There's a dual layer board that is just...
You mean the player boards?
Yes,
oh,
it's fantastic. It's got a slot for everything, and it fits. And it's just, I have a little touch of OCD, so it's really nice to see everything straight, and just you can read your text. It's amazing. It's a beautiful game.
I will add that those player boards are probably the single best upgrade to this version than the original. The original does have, I think, just a regular board with like cutout notches, but this adds dual layer. It adds even small tiny crease lines so that the cards fit nicely as you slide them in the locations that they go. So underneath, it's almost like 3 layers.
Yeah, it really is.
You know what I mean?
It's a magical experience. The only thing that I can think of in my limited playing that really compares is Carnegie.
Okay, yeah. Carnegie has those...
Carnegie is fantastic.
Almost like holes in the sides of their boards where the little things can slot in and out. This one isn't so much like holes in the entire thing, but more like divots, like outcropping holes, with the table.
It's great, but enough about the board.
Granja.
Yeah, no, the game mechanics are great. You have basically a harvest and delivery system going on. You've got, like I said previously, different ways to score, multi-card use. There's dice management. I wouldn't call it worker placement. It's more like action.
Action selection?
Yeah.
So you've got every round following a series of phases or steps that play out, and in each phase, each player gets to do different things to, build upon their farm. And there's the action phase where you select from the dice that were rolled, and there's always going to be one extra die left on the board after everyone's chosen, and everybody gets to take that action as their third, action for that phase.
That's one of the things I like, too, is planning it accordingly to see if you can steal an action from someone.
And it's like, ooh, if I choose this one, then maybe I'll get to do it again if no one chooses it. That kind of thing. I really like that. It's a not often talked about mechanism, I feel, when people talk about Granja.
Really?
Because people tend to focus on how great the cards work.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because that is such a unique... it's one of the early games that used multi-use cards that way. Other games that do it, I don't know if they have... I don't know what other games do for the number of ways you can use a card, but in this, every card has 4 potential uses. If played at the top of the board, you can slot it in one of the 3 open order slots, and you try to complete those orders on your player board to get bonuses and the trade good item that gives you 5 or 6 different choice benefits, most valuable resource in the game. You've also got, if you play it on the right side of the board, potentially increasing your income, money, how many deliveries you can make,
how many pigs
you can have, because I think you only get
2, yeah.
something like that.
You have to extend past that.
Yeah. If you put them on the bottom, there's 3 slots where it only shows the text in the middle of the card, which is an ability or an ongoing benefit at, different phases of a round. And so, having those really ups your game.
Oh, those are great.
I really like those and how they work. And also make sure you remember that you have them or else they're not worth playing. Oh my
gosh. The amount of takebacks.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, I should have gotten an extra this. Or,
it's okay, go ahead.
This was supposed to be cheaper, or that kinds of stuff. So remember that you played them and keep reading them. But handily, there's a gameplay mechanism, like they put on the text a Roman numeral to remind you of like what phase of a round that it applies in. So that even if you're just glancing down at what's in front of you, you can go, oh, we're on phase 3, okay. Or I don't have to worry about this until phase 5, that kind of thing. And then lastly, you can play the card on the far left side of your board, which kind of sticks out on the left and shows a number of harvest goods of one of 3 kinds that are your basic goods that you grow in your fields. And so one of the early phase steps is to populate your harvest. So filling any empty spots in those cards and, your board there. Pigs as well. If you have 2 pigs, those will breed a pig. And then there's the dice rolling. There's a phase where you get to buy a roof tile. Everyone has the opportunity to buy one. And every round, the price of the roof tiles gets $1 more expensive.
It is the price of the round you're in.
Correct. So 6 rounds, I believe?
Yeah, 6 rounds.
So the last one can get quite expensive.
And believe me, they're not always worth it. So don't feel pressure.
So you can only buy 4 in the game because on your player board, there's only 4 slots for the roof tiles. So that if it's not worth it this round, that you've got one other round that you can also forgo to still max out your roof. Not only does the roof tile give you a benefit, but just placing them out on the board, on your player board, you actually get points for covering up point slots.
I have one minor complaint with the roof tiles. Why would I pay? Is it to get the extra points? Yeah. I guess that's what it is. It's just because it gives you points the further down you get. Yeah. So you can potentially get, 3 extra points if you buy the 6th round tile.
Yep.
For paying $6 for a pig when you can pay $6 to your board and get a pig and an olive or something. It just seems excessive. It's like end game stuff.
Yeah,
it really is.
If you max out playing every roof tile possible, meaning 4 of the 6 are played, then you're maxing out the points that just having them gives you.
But do not assume that money is an easy commodity to come by.
It's not. My early recommendation is of the 2 cards that you get to start with in your player board, choose one that gives you 1 extra coin as income.
I made that mistake.
It's very helpful. Perhaps an extra delivery is better than an extra pig. But it's up to you.
I did find times where I wish that I had the extra delivery because I had 3 siestas and a donkey on it.
Only 1 delivery left.
That's the only one I had left. And I was like,
And so then you go, ooh.
I really need to deliver this stuff. How?
So one of the phases is choosing one of 4 or 5 donkey delivery tiles.
4. I think it's 4.
Is it 4 tiles that have a variation of siesta or donkey? Siesta just is how many advancements your token makes on that track.
It's kind of like free points if you don't do deliveries.
And it puts you in sort of a different bracket as far as a free point, and it's also turn order.
Yes.
The other thing is the donkey image, which is during that next phase is how many deliveries you can make, either to your orders, cards in your board, or to one of the 6 locations on the main board. There's a lot of great benefits to being the first to complete one of those orders on the main board, including permanent tokens that occupy a dual layer spot of your player board and give you an ongoing benefit or permanent bonus for ongoing things, and extra victory point or extra 2 victory points for being the first to do those things. So it's really, really interesting. There's a lot of decisions to make. There's a lot of, you have to balance what's best for you at this time, but now the dice, limited the actions you can do this round. what do you need to do? What do you want to, like, out of all of them, what's the most important one?
Right.
Because when it comes back to you, half of those dice are going to be gone. And
there is a lot going on.
Right.
But it's really fun. There's so much going on that I actually forgot about those tiles. Like, I spent most of the game trying to deliver to my markets, but in my head going, why do I want to fill out that entire row for just an extra point? You get a tile that gives you an ongoing benefit, but I could not remember that for the life of me.
So there's all sorts of bonuses. Everything that you do in this game helps you. So it's one of those where maximize what you can with the limited options given to you, and almost like choose one or two paths to sort of stick with, and then you'll do better maybe, instead of a little bit of everything and you'll not be great at anything kind of
when
thing.
it clicks, it clicks.
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. I really love the production in this version of the game. Not only the player boards, but the new artwork and arrangement of how the actions look and everything on the main board. It's more functional. And the art is just more interesting and more functional as well. Like, it's pretty to look at.
I don't think I've ever actually seen the original, so
I'll have to show you what the original board looks like.
But yeah, this is a beautiful game.
Yeah, it's beautiful to look at. It's a really nice production. For those that are wondering, yes, this is a box that fits on a standard Kallax shelf if you get one from IKEA, so it'll fit on one. And yeah, the inserts and everything that keep everything in it, really nicely done. I haven't tried all the extra expansions and promos that were added to this that have been released over the years. So those are some extra bits of content that I'm going to be looking forward to trying in some of our future plays and making the game a little more complex. But I can't say enough good things about this. If you get if you get an opportunity or a chance to buy the Granja Deluxe Master Set, absolutely do it.
Yeah, it's very
awesome.
nice.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a good play, beautiful game. It's good times.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to our review of La Granja. I've been Jared.
And I'm Holly.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.